What's up, guys? VSTCuber here, and today I'm doing a solve critique for one of my friends, Adam. Yeah, his YouTube's This Is Adam, so yeah, I'll just link it in the description. You can check that out as well, and subscribe. So yeah, I'll just start off with the solve critique. Well, his first solve, yeah, we don't exactly have footage for it, or the scramble, or what he did, so yeah, we just have to move on to the second solve. And yeah, Scrambles will be in the description, so you can watch along as well and see what you would have done for the solve and what you think is better, and then stuff like that. So yeah, just the second solve first. Okay, so solve 1 that we missed out on was a 17.6 solve. This solve 2 was a 14.87, which is a pretty good time. So I know right now that Adam is sub 20 for definite, and well, you've got 2 sub 15 solves, I think, in this whole average, which is good, because then at least one of them counts to drop your average. So you are pretty good here. So inspection, you did a white cross, so you didn't. And for inspection, you did an X2, you did a Y, and you saw these cross pieces, 1, 2, and 3, and 1 was already solved at the back for you, which is quite easy. So yeah, what you did here was you did L, D, and you did this red edge first, and then you did the green edge afterwards, and you had this here, which set you up for like a keyhole case afterwards. And yeah, so myself, I would have done the same thing, probably, or maybe done the cross like this, just because it's easier to get this whole thing. The cross, because yeah, I feel like, I don't know if it's less moves, but that was still a good cross anyway. And then what you saw next was, well, you did U, L, U prime, L prime, D prime, and you got this edge out, so you can kind of do keyhole here because you moved the whole crossover and to insert this. So you did a yeah, you rotated, you did a Y prime, a Y, sorry, and did U prime, L prime, U, L, and then just did a D prime, a D. And then you got your first pair. Yeah, that was a good first pair, I think. Let me see what I would have done though. So if I'd seen your whole thing for the first pair, I probably would have seen these two. And they're just really easy, just to like that. So, but anyway, yeah, you did this keyhole. Then your second pair, well, you did a U, and then you did another U prime, which was kind of bad for your look ahead. So you just turned and you saw this pair, and then you did this again, and you still hadn't seen this pair. So that's one of your mistakes. That's I think, as you're maybe looking at this pair, you should probably be looking up the other side of the cube, or somewhere maybe more useful, like maybe sometimes in the bottom slots or something. Like for example, this here could have been useful for this edge. Or when you were doing this and you're like inserting it, you could be looking at maybe these two, or these, or like this, and you could be thinking this and then like deducing from this. That's a lot to take in, but still. But you did this U, then you did a U prime, and then you did a rotation, and the way you did this case was good. You did R, U2, R prime, then U prime, R, U, R prime, and luckily this popped for you. And whilst you're doing that, you you should have seen this, I say, but you missed it, and you did 2 U primes, and then you spotted it, and then you did a U, and you did R prime U R, and then this one was pretty decent look ahead, and you found this pair quite easily, and you rotated, and then just did this pair like this, which is a good way to do the pair, and then you did OLO like normal. And then you did this VPAM. You don't use a standard algorithm. You use a different one, which goes like this: R prime U, R prime U prime, R D prime, R prime D, R prime U, D prime, R2 U prime, R2 D, R2. I still think the standard one is faster. It just takes time to practice and get used to. It's not a great alg, but yeah. Yeah, but what I would have done from that second pair, personally, is I would have probably seen this, and then done that, and then I would have had both my back slots done, and it would have been really easy to do these two. But overall, your solve was still pretty good. So now, hoping you've seen the footage for the third solve, what you did in this was kind of different. Your cross was quite, like, how can I say it, quite creative, as you saw, like, you started with a wide R prime, but I feel like there was a B, which kind of changed up the way you saw it. So you did this for inspection, and you started with a wide R prime, and then an R prime F D to sort out these two cross edges, and then you put this edge, and then you do this like this, and then you had good look ahead and saw this pair really easily, which was really good. And then you also did this rotation, and you saw this pair really quickly as well, which was good look ahead. And then I feel like here you did this U2, and then you hesitated because of these, like, I feel like maybe your thumbs are covering the corners and you didn't spot that the two white corners were both in the bottom layer, which is like, yeah, boo, that's really sad. But anyway, you just took this out like this, and then you had another F12 case, so you did L prime U2 L, and then you just insert this normally. And then you did this, so you did a U2, and then you did some EO at the same time as doing this last pair. So you did this, R, U prime, R prime, and then you did, well you did U3, but you could just on a U prime, and then you rotated to this side, and then did that, the last pair, which is good. And then you saw this COLR, which you know, so that's pretty good. So you did this U prime, and you did the algorithm, and then you got this edge PLO. So you did the Z perm with M moves with your right hand, but I personally did them with my left hand. But anyway, yeah, you did that Z perm. That was a overall good solve, and what your time was on it was 17, which is still a decent, like, that's still a good time. And you only did 2 rotations throughout the whole solve, which is good. What I personally would have done was, when I'd seen this, is I would have probably done a U from here, and then put these 2 edges at the same time, and then this whole red block, and then put that in, and this would have set me up, like, there's loads of corners in the bottom, but I could have done an extended cross, like that. And then I would have done this pair probably from the back, and then this pair. And as I was looking, I probably would have been looking at these two, and then seeing these, and also got EO, and then done COLR, and then got UPAM. But your solve overall was good. I just think that a few moves would like change the solve a bit, and they kind of made it tougher. But anyway, we'll just move on to the fourth solve. Moving on to the fourth solve, what you did in this solve was quite efficient, and you got a solve time of 14.16, which is good. Another sub 15, and what you did here was you just did an x2, and you saw your whole cross. So you did a d2 just to move this into the back, and put the green and orange in at the same time. Then you put the blue down and just moved it over, which is a good cross. I don't have any problems with that. I think it was good. I probably would have done that myself. And then what you did next was quite different. I wouldn't have seen this. You did a U prime, and you took this power out like this, and then you inserted it. That's quite different, as in it is still, like, I think it's still the same amount of moves that I would have done, but I think like this is more easier. But anyway, you did that. And then what you did next was you did this. You rotated and you saw this pair and you inserted it like that, which is a good insertion. That's exactly how I would have done it as well. But I probably wouldn't have seen that. I probably would have seen these and then done this. And then I would have got a solved pair here as well, which is like a bonus. But anyway, you did that. And then you got a kind of bad case because you had diagonal slots. And diagonal slots are the worst cases you can possibly get. But you cope with them well. And you did this RUR prime, just set up this. And then you rotated. And then you just inserted it. And out of the stuff that I had to do, I probably would have done that too. Or I might have deduced and known that these two would pair up. But I most probably would have seen this first in a solve. And done that as well. So yeah, according to what I would have done, you've done pretty well. And then you did U2, and you did L prime U L U L prime U2 L to create this pair. And then you did EO, which was pretty good. Like you just did a U2 and a sledge, and did a U2 and another sledge, and you managed to get OLL skip on this, which is sick. Like that was very good. And then you just got an RPM. What I probably wouldn't have seen that, so that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good. I probably just would have inserted with a sledge and got like this case. But then you did that. That was pretty good. And then you got that skip. You did a good algorithm for this RPM. But I know one from this angle where you can get it with no AUF. But it's not like there's a big point in learning it, because the algorithm that you use is already so fast that it's not really a necessity. Overall, I think that solve was really good. What you saw in it was good, and I think that's why you were resulted with a 14 solve, which was really good. Your cross especially, I feel like it was a really quick and easy solution, and your EO was amazing. I wouldn't even have seen that myself. So yeah, that was really great. I think that when you do find something great, you're able to like utilize it really well. So, but your look ahead is like hindered a little bit by other things and where you're looking. So yeah, that's something to work on. But what you see when you're usually just doing your solves and you see different things, and like how you saw that EO, which I wouldn't have seen, was really great. So yeah, we'll just move on to the fifth solve. So for your fifth solve, you instantly saw there was like bad white cross edges, and you moved on straight to yellow with an X rotation for inspection. And you did quite a creative cross, which I don't think I would have seen myself. You did an F prime R prime, and then you just swapped the two edges. But I would think that kind of hindered your look ahead for your first pair, because you did a U, you did a U prime, and then you did a U2, which is like a lot of moves wasted there. It was 4 moves you wasted. And you just did a rotation, and you did R prime, U prime R, U prime R prime, U prime R. And when you did find your pair, I feel like you did insert it like a good way. Like, that's a great way to insert it. I think that was probably the best way to insert the pair, and you found that really quickly. And then you did your second pair like this, right there, which is the best way to do it as well, I think. And then you did a U prime, then a U, you did a U2, you did R, U prime, R prime, U2, and then you did R, U2, R prime, then L, U prime, L, U prime, L prime. I think that was a bit, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but like, yeah, you kind of messed up a little bit on that. I think your look ahead was a bit off. I think the best way to have done it was just to, from here, do a U prime, then do an R, U prime, R prime, and then just insert it simply like that. But you did that, and then you did this, and then you took this out, and then you paired it up afterwards, which was quite different. And then what you did afterwards was just U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U2, and then you just did some EO again to get easy soon. And then you did this, and then you recognized the T-perm, and then you did it. So again, what you did was, what you did was pretty good. Well, you did EO again, and then the soon was good, and the T-perm was good. I think overall, your solves are pretty good. So the good thing about your solves is that you usually have quite creative crosses, and you see things that others probably wouldn't see. For example, that last cross solution was pretty good with the swaps. You've also got good looking, so you can you can do EO really well, and you know some good algorithm sets like COLR, but doing EO can be really useful, because if you do know COLR, you can get a really easy edge PLR afterwards, which is really useful, because they're all fast, like H-perm, Z-perm, both the U-perms, all of them are good. You don't have many rotations throughout your solves, which is all good as well, because rotations slow down a lot. What I think, and your F12 pairs are like, you know the best way to do the F12 pairs. I think that was stopping, preventing you from progressing more, is just look ahead overall. I think your look ahead is hindered by different things that you do, or maybe you're just not looking in the right places. So I'll just give a tip or two now. If you're doing this pair, you shouldn't be looking at it whilst you're doing it, because it's not really helpful, and then you get confused and don't know what you're looking at. Because whilst you're doing this, you should have spotted this white corner, and not looking at this side, you should be looking more at this side, and then knowing that this pair is going to come out and be like this, so you can get into it straight away, and then possibly be looking at the next one. Also, you did a lot of diagonal slot solving, and those can really be annoying, because you can get some really bad cases for diagonal slots, and that also hinders your look ahead. So yeah, but I think the one solve where you did get the diagonal, that diagonal F12 pairs, you coped with them well, and you did them in a way that I probably would have too. I think that mainly all you need to work on is look ahead, and basically, yeah, just finding your F2L pairs, because look ahead can really shave off a few seconds of your time. And I think that maybe trying to look for first pair at the moment, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but trying to look for first pair, or maybe just see like whereabouts they will be, can be really useful. Like, if I just do a random hand scramble here, like just doing this and just at least like trying to see which pairs could like possibly come up can be really useful as well. So well, I feel like the solve is just overall, like this cross is overall bad, but yeah, like knowing that if you can plan out your whole cross, knowing that you're gonna move that there, this pair, you have a pair here, moving it over there, or move it there. Like, I don't know, knowing that when you're going to do this, like, this will move over. And then once you've tracked that and knowing this, maybe even just knowing whereabouts they will be, or which two will be your first pair, can be really useful. And just help you because you know the two, you will know the two colors that you're looking for, and that can really help you. So overall, what I think you should work on, like, just overall now, I'm saying it for real, because I keep saying overall every other time, but I keep still saying other stuff, is just look ahead, and, yeah, just knowing where to look, and I think you should try to look at, maybe see where your first pair is. As I said, it is a stretch, but it does come in really handy, and it should easily get you to, like, sub 15 averages, like, every time. But, yeah, overall, your solves are pretty good overall. And yeah, that's it. Hope this helped you, your critique helped you, this critique, and yeah, there'll be a look ahead video soon, so that should really come in handy. And yeah, I'm not exactly the best critiquing person because I'm not a whole load faster than you. I average about 10 myself, but yeah, hopefully that helped you. And hopefully it helped everybody else who was watching who could maybe be slower. Like, I know some of my other friends. I'll just give you guys shout-outs. Maliki, Savan. You guys all know this stuff. So, and Philip. You guys all know. This kind of, you guys should, like, check out this kind of stuff. And maybe look ahead is, like, basically what will help you. Knowing what usually gets you down from like to sub 20 and sub 15 is usually just learning to look ahead a bit, planning out your full cross in inspection, and maybe saving some time, a little bit of time, like a few seconds, maybe just to try and think of which pair could be your best pair, and solving your pairs in the best ways, and also just drilling your algorithms and like doing them really fast, because drilling your algorithms would probably save you about a second, sometimes even 2 seconds, and that is a big amount of time. Like, for example, if, well, your best solve was, I think, a 12, if you saved those 2 seconds, you could have got, no, I think it was a 14 even. Yeah, if it was a 14, then if you saved those 2 seconds, you would have got a 12-second solve, which is still, like, a good solve, because then after that, you're really close to sub 12 and sub 10 and beyond. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.